It's already embarrassing, man. It's actually already embarrassing. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
I don't understand. This is embarrassing to be on the same points as some of these teams that, we thought we moved far past, and it's 11 games, but one more game, two more games, we're a third of the way through the season.
What you say embarrassing, Turkish? What being 4 points off City is embarrassing?
Being 9 off Liverpool's embarrassing.
Yeah, but
I don't care.
Everybody's 9. Everybody
first.
but City's 9 points off of Liverpool.
Lee, Ipswich could be first. I don't give a fuck who's first.
I want first. Being first now, is it?
I'm looking at Liverpool at the top of the table. 9 points off.
We've been better off than Liverpool.
When this season?
Not this season, but in the last couple, we was 8 points clear with a.
That's why it's embarrassing, Lee.
In February or March.
That's why it's embarrassing.
Just see how it goes. You've got to just go with it now. That's how I see it. I don't. Listen, if Liverpool go on and do what they've done, Turkish, it don't matter what. No one's going to catch them. You know what I mean? They've won 9 out of 11 games.
But we knew we knew going into the season that's what we had to do. Like, we know this. Like, that's what. So as an expectation, we're going to do this.
We've had a lot of different fixtures to them. The fixtures have been kind to them to a certain degree. But in saying that, they've smashed everybody that they've come across. Which, apart from Nottingham Forest and Arsenal. So you have to give credit, a little bit of credit where credit's due. The rest of us have all failed.
Yeah. That's what's embarrassing for me, Lee.
I get that. Aston Villa are in 9th in a minute.
You said 4 points off City, but I get that. But initially you said 4. I don't care about City in second at this moment in time. I'm looking at first. Who's first? Because even looking at City losing 2 in a row, like you said, and only making up a point on that.
Oh, I get that.
That's embarrassing as well. But when you consider the level we're meant to be at.
I think you've got to look at it in another. By Christmas and see where we are. I do without going. And if we're still in the same position, then you got to go into it,
9 points, a better goal difference, and we've got to go Anfield.
Yeah, but they can draw a couple of games. Yeah, we've got to go up to Anfield and win. Liverpool have got Man City coming up. They've got Tottenham away coming up soon. Like, you know what I mean? All of a sudden they could drop 6 points there, right? And then all of a sudden you're 3 points behind them. 2 weeks ago. Arsenal should beat Brighton and Arsenal should beat Bournemouth with 10 men.
He didn't actually say that. What he said was that we were making the point that despite going down to 10 men, if you've got aspirations of winning the title, you can't use that as an example.
Manchester City have lost to both of them with 11 men. Let's see how quick he's about that then. Should they have 12 men before they should beat those games?
No. It's a slightly unfair comparison.
But you know what I think about
City have got titles in the bag, so they can afford to have.
So what? What's that got to do with it? What has that got to do with it? They've got titles in the bag. No.
The pressure's different. If you're used to winning titles, if you're used to winning titles, when you go for
you shouldn't lose the ball. If you're winning titles, you shouldn't lose the ball for it's football. Things happen in football. There's no guarantee that you should win titles every single season. There's no guarantee you should win it. What gives us the right to say that we should win the title? You've got to earn it. You've got to be able to earn it. And if you can't earn it, then that's it. Hold it. But don't turn around and say you ain't got that. At the end of the day, the pressure. Felt that he should go out. He felt that he could win the title with what he's got. If he doesn't, it's all. Then you go onto it and say, "When right,
I'm just making the point. The pressure's different on us and City. City have got titles in the bag. Therefore, they expect them to win the title this year. If they don't win it, it's not a big deal. We are 20 years deep. It's supposed to be a big club. 20 years. James ain't seen a title. 20 years. So I'm saying the scrutiny on them, if you like, having a year off is very different to us having another year off. That's what I'm saying. And the point that was making.
We're having a year off now, then, are we? We're having a year off, are we? We've had 2 years.
What it's meant to be, though, what it's meant to be is.
Look, it's unbelievable.
year on yearly, City, in my opinion, have regressed since the treble season. Year on year, summer where they lost Mahrez and Gundogan.
We said that they was going to do that. De Bruyne is getting older and all that. We know that.
But when that is realized on the pitch, when we see Man City this season and the poor form they've been in, and the drop points against a Brighton or a Bournemouth or whoever we're mentioning, that was for us now to capitalize, because our trajectory was meant to be the other way. And maybe last season it was at a crossroads where game week 38 it was tight, but City yet year on year haven't adequately strengthened in the summer. We should have, or so they said we did. So really the trajectory should have been, all right, see you later for this season. You know, we're going to go take it if it is realised on the pitch that you have fallen off a little bit. And it has been realised, but Liverpool are the ones that are taking advantage of it.
Yeah, but
that's what's frustrating. Bournemouth was embarrassing, I think, Lee.
You've got to look at we've had key injuries to certain players, like, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. And also, I'm going to say this now, key players that are not at the level of last season. Declan Rice is not at the level of last season because he was flogged all summer. Like, Odegaard's missed more games this season than he has in the last.
But that's our problem, Lee. That's our problem. Huh? That's our problem. That's not their problem. That's our problem.
Yeah, well, of course it is. Who said it wasn't our problem?
That's not an excuse. Flagging that we've got injuries and key players out. So what?
What do you mean, so what?
City
had no injuries, they'd be where they are, Jordan. Do you think they'd be where they are if they didn't have any injuries? It's the way it is. It's a fact. It's something you can't cover up and can't turn around and go, brush it aside. I'll tell you what, if Man City had no injuries, they'd be winning this league comfortably. But they've got injuries. That's why you've got this. Unfortunately for us, we've got injuries at the same time. If we didn't, we wouldn't be where we are now. Simple. We didn't have injuries last season. That's why we had such a great season.
I agree, but I'm just wondering why people mention our injuries. Because everyone has injuries. So that's a leveler. You've got a Ballon d'Or winner.
I think it's outrageous that Mikel mentions it like, you know what I mean? I think it's terrible. It's disgusting. I don't know why Pep mentioned it yesterday. I ain't got a clue why he mentioned it, but he did. Why can he mention it and not us? Well, because he's won 4 titles in the last few years. He's entitled to it. Oh, we can't say nothing.
I don't think anybody should. I think injuries are just like, deal with it. Everyone has injuries. City's got injuries. Liverpool have got injuries. We've got injuries. It's a moot point for me. It's a so what for me.
We'll see how. If for instance Liverpool in the next week, Salah and Van Dijk go out of this team, right, and they're out of it for a considerable few weeks. Let's see how good they are.
They've got the best keeper in the world out injured, and their best finisher.
They've got a very good goalkeeper to replace him.
He said they got a very good keeper to replace him. But again, Lee, I stress that
that's good recruitment. Then
this was the season we.
Yeah, but they haven't got a great player to replace Van Dijk, and they haven't got a great player to replace Salah, have they? Do you know why? Because they're their key players. You know what I mean? Everybody keeps going, "Oh, let's replace Odegaard." He's not easy to replace, as you see today. You know what I mean? He's come back after I don't know how many weeks. Putting a performance like that, it's unbelievable in my eyes. You know what I mean? I've been watching and playing football a long while. To be out for so long and to put in that sort of performance today from him is incredible. But why? Because he's an incredible player, and you can't replace that. You're going to replace Declan Rice with Turkish.
I don't. It's not my job to know that. Like Declan Rice isn't the only.
You've got an opinion. You've got an opinion, and I respect your opinion.
No, I get
my
that.
opinion is. Who's going to come in and replace Declan Rice? Because he hasn't been the player that he's been.
But for example, like Declan Rice, I think we all agree is a better 6. And if everyone was playing in their positions and we had 2 players for every position, I think then we have 2 8s. So I think Rice then potentially starts and Partey's the backup, or Partey starts and rotates with Rice, or we've got a double pivot there if we need to. That's even an area we don't talk about much, but because we haven't got the adequate number of 8s, or Marino hasn't hit the ground running, Rice is still occupying that. But the reality is still fitting people into different positions. It's not only Odegaard we haven't backed up. We've barely got an 8. We've just brought one in. He hasn't hit the ground running, fair enough. But we've got 1 8, no strikers, 1 10. What? How? And the backup to Saka's a low knee.